Hey, what's up, everyone? It's not just your average Joe, and this is for Cover 567. It's been taking me forever to do this, and due to like technical difficulties, I'm doing this on my phone now, not on my sister's account, who does have a Cordelia. So I'm just gonna talk quickly about her. 40 HP is nice. 35 attack and speed is pretty good. Well, really good. Defense is a little lacking. So I'm gonna start off with what she comes with as a base. So she comes with a Brave Lance, and she comes with Astro, Gale Force, not exactly what I consider optimal. Triangle of Depth, very good because she's a blue unit and she counters a lot of the red units hard. Pass, a little bit useless, in my personal opinion. It's a good defensive skill. It's like a surprise factor, but it's not really that good. Okay, so one of my first thoughts was, do you know that I'm sure you've heard of the Quadsuna, the Quadsuna skill build where she has in her A slot Life and Death 5, on her B slot Desperation, on her C slot Threatened Speed. I think her skill was Moonbow, and she had a brave weapon, Brave Bow Plus. So in that build, you had to give Setsuna pretty much everything, and she was fine. And it worked. It totally worked because Setsuna had nice speed. So it kind of works with Cordelia, but at the same time, not really. But her defenses are kind of low, so she can tolerate the life and death, and her HP is okay, so she'll probably survive 1 or 2 hits, especially because of her triangle of death, right? And you could give her well, she won't have triangle of death, but you can give her life and death, and then she'll be akin to Setsuna. The only thing is she wouldn't be a ranged unit, which may be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how you view it, right? What makes Setsuna so good is she's a ranged unit, so she can avoid melee units and stuff, and she can destroy mages right off the bat. It's a little bit different with Cordelia. I think against Hector she would lose still, green melee units, but that's how it is. I just thought of that skill. I just thought that would be a cool skill in her build, where you can give her not desperation. Well, you can give her desperation, but then it only works on your range, right? So I would give her life and death, certain speed, or certain defense. I would probably go for certain defense too, and probably something kind of maybe quick riposte or escape route. No, sorry, not escape route. I'm gonna say quick riposte. Brash Assault could work a little bit, not particularly well. No, you know what? Scratch that. Scratch Brash Assault. Vantage could work too. Quick riposte. Give her a sword breaker. Give her a tome breaker. You can even give her a lance breaker. Those are your B slot options. I'm sure Desperation doesn't really work as well because she's, like I said, a melee unit, right? It only really works with Tsuna because she is a melee unit. But you could give it to her as well. Like you could. I would definitely go for Swordbreaker though. Swordbreaker or Quick Riposte. One of those skills would be really handy. And yeah, that's just one idea, right? No, that's just one build. I thought of the back of my head, and then you give her a Moonbow as a active skill. However, if you want to be a little bit more conservative with the SP and stuff, when you get Cordelia as a 4-star, it's a lot easier to grind for SP because you can just make her 5-star later on, and then you have more SP to spare, right? So let's just keep that in mind. You could give her a Clear Lance or Silver Lance, but the Brave Lance works okay with her. I would say Triangle of Depth is fine. I wouldn't change it. B and C slots I would change. Even this slot is okay. I'm not huge on Astra. I would probably change it to something like Moonbow. Luna, her attack's not exactly the highest, but you could go with Draconic Aura. Any of those active skills that target her attack stat would be pretty good as well. Triangle of Depth is fine. Definitely a breaker. Quick Riposte or a breaker on Cordelia. One of those, definitely. I would probably prioritize Swordbreaker. Either that or Red Tome Breaker, but that's pretty much everything I can really think of. You could give Seal as well, but that's like really really just destroying people off. C slot, I will probably give Threat and Defense most likely. The thing with Brave Weapons is you already have like a 2 follow attacks consecutively. It's Threat and Speed is just redundant. No, yeah, Threat and Speed is just kind of redundant unless you're doing the life and death strategy. So I wouldn't go for it. Yeah, and that's yeah. I'll focus on the B and C slots. Definitely a breaker, Threat and Defense probably. But once you can go to luxury territory, and then you go into triangle. You can go into life and death and other A skills. Definite attack could work as well, or definite speed, I guess too. But I would prefer definite attack. Active skill, like I said, Luna, Moonbow, any of those skills, Draconic Aura, support skills. She's more of a melee unit, right? So I would say with precision swap, any of those skills will be pretty good on her. You never write off the rally skills, but then there's a time and place for those skills, you know? Like if you're gonna support, then you might want to have a support unit in general. But you know, you can have a bit of both, so that's up to you, right? So these are just all ideas. Anyways, yeah, I think that's everything. You know, you have the Quad Suna build, you can give it to Cordelia. It can work pseudo well. Attack weapons fine. You could also give Killer Lance, but Brave Lance's plus is fine. Like don't need to make your life more complicated. Active skills, in terms of support skill, I would go with a little bit more of an offensive, like a positioning skill as opposed to a rally skill. Special skills, I would probably go for Moonbow, Luna, Draconic, or any of those skills. A skill is fine. Luxury, you can have life and death, or you can have death blow. Definite attack. Any of those skills are pretty good on her anyway. Especially a brave unit with death blow is really good, right? If you haven't watched my FE video, I gave her certain defense too. That combos well with the death blow, which is would be her C slot, right? That's the one I prioritize. Certain defense. Even definite attack works with certain defense too, but not as effective. And her B slot, Quicker Paw is definitely a breaker though. I would focus on the breaker. Anyways, yeah, that's everything. Thank you for watching, and later days.